What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another War Thunder video. So someone asked for some more bias on the channel, and well, you don't get much more bias than this thing. This is the KV-220. This is a monstrosity of monstrosities. This is an event vehicle that can currently only be purchased on the War Thunder market or through the or can be acquired through the trophy system, which are also purchased through the market. If you want to purchase this straight up, it's going to cost you $315. Yeah, this is a rare tank. This is an expensive tank. And it is a fantastic tank. But today's video is actually not so much about the KV-220 itself, but rather the approach that I decided to take on this particular map. So I know Abandoned Factory quite well. This is one of my favorite maps for this tier. So my approach coming into this battle was to use my knowledge of this map and how people tend to not only play this map, but how they process information and abuse that, actually. So to the north there's a set of warehouses or factory buildings or whatever you want to call them. And I know that people are going to go there. They always do. So I'm going to angle myself pretty steeply like this. A lot of tanks will bounce this. I'm just going to set up here and wait for someone to drive on, and I'll have a nice little side shot on them. They always do. You see somebody's gun barrel sticking out. There we go. There's the first customer. To my right, if you look at the mini-map, you got A and B right in the middle. This is battle. We're going to abuse the way people process information and how they act in just a few minutes. But first, we want to clear out this left side. Not just to get some kills, but you have to remember how this map design works. If people go to that factory building there, where that tower is, there's a little stand of trees to the left there. If you get yourself in that position, you can very easily snipe into the northern spawn for the blue team. So that's a big problem. And from our side, if you go up there, you can snipe into their northern spawn as well. So whoever controls that area over here is actually quite important. Either team can snipe into the other team's spawn, and that's a big deal. I would go into this building for a minute because I heard something, but as it turns out, don't just ignore this. The server and I are having problems. It turns out the tank that I heard was further away. Panzer IV has decided to push. He gets taken out. Then I bounce a Tiger shot, who has managed to push even further than the Panzer IV, but he shoots me in the lower hull. I find him throughout the little stands of trees. Even though he's covered in bushes, I'm able to pick him out because of his cupola, which stood proud of the trees. So just like that, we've eliminated the threat to the northern half of the map. And now we can focus on the middle of the map. The middle of the map, of course, is where the two caps are. The problem that people tend to have is I missed that shot. But they tend to focus on exactly what's in front of them. They don't want, as they're driving throughout the middle of the map, they're looking for tanks immediately in front of them and to their immediate left or right. They're also focusing on what's on their level. In the middle of the map is all one paved area, so everything is on their own elevation. I am to their far, what would be their right of the enemy team, and I'm on an elevated platform, this little hill. So I'm actually the last thing that people are going to be looking at. They're going to be focusing, they're going to be tunneling on what's immediately in their front. As this Tiger obviously points out, he's just completely oblivious, pulls out there in the middle of the intersection, and gets vaporized by the 85mm Soviet shell. I always call this a nuke round, but it's actually a rather appropriate term because it's just it just evaporates the enemy tanks. Still nothing to my left, but we do have some tanks to the right. I'm trying to stay out of their spawn if I can. That's just not what I want to do. I don't want to play that aggressively. But here, you can see the guys are just pulling up, not even looking this way. He gets shot in the side by the Comet. The Oxford gets taken up as well. We've got a nice little shooting gallery here. Panther gets shot in the side. The Comet, again, is right there for the ambush. Picks up the kill assist. Still nothing respawning. Still clear. Here's some machine guns to my left. It could be friendly though. There we go. I got another customer. If I had taken an extra second to aim that, it would have been another kill. Instead, my ally gets the kill, and that's fine. Again, all we're doing is abusing human natural instincts. You're looking for your threats, and generally that's directly in front of you, to your immediate left and right, not to your far right or left. And so we got a nice little ambush set up here. We got 2 tanks. Got the Dicker Max, and we got another Panther here on the opposite side of this set of pipes. Take out most of his turret crew, actually all of his turret crew, and here comes another one. He gets smoked up. Unfortunately, I'm not able to connect on that follow-up shot. Looks like a flat Panzer here in the distance. There's also a Nashorn. I bounced that shot, thankfully, but I do get his track. He tries to duck in out of cover. I thought I was able to just get that shell past the corner of the building, but obviously I missed it somehow. But we can third person the Nashorn, take him out thanks to the hull break. The SPA is pushing the flat Panzer. Boom. Love those ammo racks. And it happened, that shot hit that flat Panzer exactly at the same time that SPA hit him in the side. Just imagine being an SPA and all of a sudden you see your target just vaporize right in front of you. It was at this point I realized that our cap was actually being decapped. Somehow, some way, they managed to sneak somebody past our defenses. This was the only time that I decided to leave my safety net, and there it is, a Tiger. On the cap. Nope, there's no point in me challenging him head on. Instead, flank him. I got allies in the area. They're going to be challenging him as well. If they can distract him, I can get a nice little side shot on him. And sure enough, that's exactly what happens. Ordinarily I would push on, but we've almost got this cap, and I figured I might as well just sit here and finish out the cap. Then on the mini map behind me, I see there's a heavy tank that gets marked. I turn my attention behind me, and it turns out there's actually another Tiger behind me, and somehow he whiffs. I think he third-personed that, and he shot the ground. Anyway, that's kill number 11, and we still got some more to go. This type of game, by the way, is it's possible with virtually any tank. It just doesn't have to be the insane tank that is the KV-220. It could be anything. The T-34-85 could have done this. The IS-1, the KV-85, all of these 85mm Soviet tanks could have done this sort of game. Well, the T-34-85 may not have been able to survive, because if you remember early on, I got shot in the side by that Tiger that was in the forest. I may not have survived that if I was in the T-34-85. Similarly, that shot from the Nashorn, if a T-34-85 got shot in the turret or the turret ring, it probably wouldn't have survived that. So maybe the T-3485 would not have been possible to survive those shots. But the KV-85, the IS-1, it both would have potentially survived that. So you don't have to spend $315 on this thing. But it is fun. I gotta tell you, this is one of the craziest tanks I've ever played. And it's at battle rating 5.7, which is my favorite battle rating. And to think, this tank actually used to club even harder than this. Because it used to be at battle rating 5.3. So you never had to be up-tiered to face T-29s and King Tigers back in the day. Just imagine that. Now watch what I do when I come around this corner. I immediately look up. I'm looking at the extra level where that hill is. I'm looking for potential enemies. Because I know we lost a guy up here a few minutes ago. And I knew exactly where the threat probably was at one point. But the Ostwind is dead, and potentially whatever else was up here at one point is either dead or it's moved on to another area of the map. And something you have to think about is where might they be. And so if you're navigating the middle section of the map on a mode like break, you have to process every information. Every little bit matters. You have to look at all possible angles. You can't just hold down W and drive right towards the cap. Now the reason I didn't immediately fire a second shot is I wanted that crew to have enough time to replace the gunner. So I drove forward to set myself up for another shot, finish off that crew member as the gunner was replaced, and prepare for that last shot against the Tiger to finish out the game. 14 kills and barely a scratch on the tank. And really all we did was we used our map knowledge to take advantage of our APHE shell that the Soviets get. It's a powerful gun, but don't discount your map knowledge. Use that, abuse it whenever possible, and bring in the silver lines. I ended up with over 145,000 silver lines in 15 minutes work. That's pretty darn good. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, click that thumbs up button, and of course if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Take care guys.